Noob Mayhem is one of the most unique games on Roblox right now. Thousands of players have spent countless hours learning classes, defeating bosses, discovering strategies, and building a strong community around the game. On the surface, everything seems fine. The game is still active, people are still making videos about it, and updates continue to bring players back. But beneath all of that, there are problems that could seriously hurt the future of the game if they're ignored for too long. Now, before anyone gets angry, this isn't a hate video. I like Noob Mayhem. I want the game to succeed. But pretending problems don't exist doesn't help anyone. Every successful game has weaknesses, and some weaknesses are much more dangerous than others. The truth is that games rarely die overnight. Most of the time, they slowly lose players because of issues that nobody takes seriously until it's too late. A few players leave here, a few more leave there, the community becomes smaller, updates become harder to make, interest starts fading. Then one day people wonder what happened. So today we're going to look at 5 major problems facing Noob Mayhem right now. Problems that may not destroy the game immediately, but could become serious threats to its future if they're left unchecked. Let's begin with the biggest one. Problem 1. And before anyone says, just switch servers. That's not really a solution because exploiters don't just ruin one match, they ruin the entire experience. Noob Mayhem is a class-based game where players are supposed to improve over time, learn matchups, understand what each class can do, and get better through practice. But when an exploiter joins, all of that gets thrown out the window. It doesn't matter how much time you've spent learning the game if somebody can simply ignore the rules. New players who encounter exploiters early might assume the game is full of cheaters and never come back. Experienced players get frustrated because they're losing to something they can't outplay. The longer exploiters remain a problem, the more normal players leave, and a game can survive a few exploiters, but it can't survive losing its player base because people stop having fun. Problem 2. For Noob Mayhem is keeping new players interested. Think about it from the perspective of somebody who just discovered the game. They join because it looks fun, they pick a class, they spawn in, and within minutes they're fighting people who have played for months and know every mechanic in the game. That's not exactly a great first impression. A lot of players don't quit because they hate a game. They quit because they feel like they have no chance of catching up. If too many new players leave before they get invested, eventually the game starts relying entirely on veterans. The problem with that is veterans don't stay forever. Every game needs a constant stream of new players, and if those new players keep leaving, the community slowly shrinks over time. Problem 3. Into the same problem. Players start running out of things to do. At first, everything is exciting because you're learning classes, fighting bosses, and discovering new strategies. But after hundreds of hours, many players have already experienced most of what the game has to offer. That's where developers face a difficult challenge. Every update needs to keep players interested, but each update also raises expectations. Once players get used to frequent content, they start expecting even more. If updates become smaller, slower, or less exciting, some players begin losing interest. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow process where people start playing less often until one day they stop logging in entirely. A lot of games don't die because they're bad. They die because players eventually feel like they've already seen everything. Problem 4. Important things in a game like Noob Mayhem. Every class should have strengths and weaknesses, and ideally players should be choosing classes because they enjoy their playstyle, not because one class is obviously stronger than everything else. The problem starts when certain classes become significantly better than others. Players naturally gravitate toward whatever gives them the best chance of winning, and before long everyone starts using the same few classes. When that happens, variety disappears. Matches start feeling repetitive. Players stop experimenting. Classes that used to be fun become forgotten because they simply can't compete. A class-based game lives and dies by balance, and even small balance issues can become huge problems if they're ignored for too long. Problem 5. Do with the game itself. Roblox is constantly changing. Every week there are new games trying to become the next big thing. Every month another game goes viral and attracts thousands of players. Noob Mayhem isn't just competing against one game. It's competing against every game on the platform. The moment players get bored, frustrated, or feel like there's nothing new to do, they can leave and find something else within seconds. That's why keeping a game alive is much harder than making it popular in the first place. Getting players is difficult, but keeping them is even harder. If Noob Mayhem wants to survive for years, it has to keep giving players reasons to come back because Roblox never stops moving forward. The biggest danger isn't a boss, a class, or even an exploiter. The biggest danger is becoming forgettable. Once players stop talking about a game, stop making videos about it, and stop recommending it to friends, it becomes incredibly difficult to regain that momentum. And that's how many great Roblox games slowly fade away.